So day 3 now. Slept pretty good overall. It's a, I feel like I'm gonna average about 6 hours of sleep. So I'm heading down to get some breakfast real quick, and then my goal is to go and check out the Acropolis and see the Parthenon. So hopefully I'm gonna make it out there right now. There's a free breakfast at the hotel that we're staying at, so I'm gonna grab some free breakfast real quick and get some more content coming soon. So I'm still waiting to hear back from the other group if we're going to be going to the Acropolis or not. So I'm just out drinking coffee at a local cafe here, just right next to the metro, so that if I need to hop on real quick, I can. I need to do some research about the Acropolis and the Parthenon. I will admit I did not brush up on my Greek history before I came here. So I know a little bit, but not a lot. Okay, so already it's been an adventure just trying to get to the Acropolis. I know just enough biblical Greek to know some of the words to describe some of the areas that I'm supposed to be going, but I'm trying to use my iPhone to kind of navigate. So I'm right here, roughly, right there, and I need to get all the way over here. So hopefully I'm hopping on the right tram right now, and this thing is packed, so we shall see. So I made it the first part, no problem. Next stop is the Acropolis. So this is an adventure. It's totally different than, I've been to New York, I've been to Washington, D.C., I've been to Chicago, I've been on the metros there, but when it's a different language, it's a whole different experience. So this is so cool. Okay, it looks like I have finally made it to the Acropolis. Hopefully, should be smooth sailing from this point forward. Okay, exit. Exodus in Greek. I think that's how you pronounce it. My wife would probably make fun of me. Out in the middle of the metro. Some scraps. Here we go. There it is. That was a military jet. Whoa! You don't hear that in the States. If you guys can't tell, I'm just having a grand old time. I miss my girls. Okay, that's the hard part. Oh, there's another jet. What in the world? Let's see if I catch another one real quick again. Here comes another one. That is amazing. Oh, dude, that is so cool. Under the right circumstances, right? Because in the wrong circumstances, that would be pretty freaky. Here it comes. So it's a Grecian holiday today, and so that's why all the military jets are out flying overhead, which is just, like I said earlier, under the right circumstances, really cool. Under the wrong circumstances, horrifying. just to grab a coffee with, you know, Socrates or Plato or Paul. He was here at one point, right? Men of Athens. That's so cool. Almost to the top. I think next time I'm gonna come, when I come with Lacey, I'll probably want to do a guided tour. Right now I'm just trying to like get the lay of the land, but I think a guided tour would be beneficial. Only problem with that is I feel like I could guide myself if I just spent some time studying and researching. But dude, this is like, I've always wanted to be a documentarian. That's one thing I watch a lot of documentaries, and I've always wanted to be a documentarian. And so being in somewhere that's like ancient like this is like a lifelong dream of mine. And being able to see this stuff is just absolutely astounding. Okay, so pro tip, I just thought about this. I'm like, wow, that's a genius idea. Download a audio guide for ancient locations. You can download these for free, usually on podcasts or audiobooks or something like that. You can get I'm listening to one right now. You can get a free audio guide of the areas you're visiting. Now, obviously, you'll have to kind of follow along with whatever the trail is for it. And there's another one, another set of jets. You have to download you have to follow the trail according to where they're at in the story or whatever, but you know, it's free if you want to save some money on audio tours versus a guided tour. More of the city. Sorry, you guys might get tired of seeing all the planes, but it is so cool. That's huge. I think that's one of those AWACS C-130s, I think. I'm not the plane guy, but it's ginormous. Whoa, this is awesome. This is an ancient amphitheater. They would have done plays here. And the way that these amphitheaters are designed are for acoustics, to be able to allow the voice to travel farther up the hill.
Buldu diyorum. Radyasını bu.
I'm at the, not even the top of the Acropolis yet. Gotta go up another 60 feet or so. But look how big this city is. So this is a marble staircase. I'm listening to this audiobook, and they say that the Acropolis itself is over, I think it's one of the earliest recorded pieces of human invention, creation. They said it's about 7,000, well, the history started around 7,000 BC. Wow! This is just amazing. Look at that.
Kimse yok, kendi hazır.
going to these places really makes you appreciate the history of ancient civilizations and cultures and the influence that they've had in our modern time. You know, there's a huge Greek influence in the majority of our culture. Some of our language structures comes from a Greek influence. A lot of our design elements, even in the States, there's Greek influence and Roman influence there. But beyond that, just look at these views. So my wife, she doesn't like history. And so there's actually an element of me that's kind of enjoying this, even without her and the girls, because I can just kind of take my time looking at all the historical stuff. She'd be like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Actually, maybe here she'd be a little bit more apt to enjoying the history because it's just so ancient and it's like in your face. Wow, that's cool. Look at this. I wonder what that is. That looks like a really cool, it's probably a museum or a bank or something. Ooh, look at that. It's an ancient cannon. Look at that. That's cool. Wow. I wonder how old that is. There's the Parthenon. Look at train tracks. Look at that. Look at that. They're doing a lot of construction right now. But there it is. There's the Parthenon. These ancient columns. N.T. Wright, he's a Christian theologian, has a sermon that he preached one time I listened to called "The Gods We Worship Now," or what was it? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, and basically he kind of talked about how in our modern culture we've disassociated the concept of gods with worship. You know, there's still the god of war, there's still the god of sex, there's still the god of power. There's still, you know, all of these different deities that are out there, but in the West, at least, we've removed or disassociated the God aspect to the worship of the thing. And so I believe personally that there are a lot of gods that are still worshipped. They might not think of them as gods when they're worshiping it, but they are definitely still worshiping. So this building, and I've shot it a couple times so far, is the Pandrosion, which is the temple to Pandrosos, which I think is Poseidon. It's really cool. So after, you know, decades and, not decades, centuries of wars and battles, a lot of this is just ruins. You know, a lot of this whole entire area is just total ruins, destroyed from various warring factions, and you know, people would come in and take over. Rome would take over, you know, the Medes, not the Medes. Who else was it? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. So, you know, there's just so much here, but a lot of it's just destroyed, unfortunately. They're trying to do some remodeling and some fixing up of the Parthenon to restore it to how it might have looked, and they're actually bringing in marble from the same quarry that it was built from, which is kind of cool. But right now I'm getting hungry, and it doesn't look like Nathan and Tanya and the kids are up yet, so I'm gonna go grab some early lunch, maybe just some street food along the way. Kind of have a feel for the metro now, so I'm not as worried about it. But I might come back later with them and see what we can do. But it is so nice right now. It's like 60 degrees. It's perfect. Beautiful temperature. This is awesome. Look at this little thing. Just a little nice little garden area. It's quiet through here. Oh, there's a kitty cat.